are tuned to the Paracasual Destiny podcast, episode 49. Well, good evening, everyone. It is Saturday night, and it is time for another episode of the Destiny 2 Casual Gamer's favorite podcast and most famous casual podcast, it's my understanding. The Paracasual Destiny podcast. I'm Soultime, and I'm joined with Sallybug right now. Sallybug, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hello, everyone.
We're running a little late tonight because we got a little sidetracked doing a Fynch quest, right?
It was, without giving too much away for people who haven't.
Oh, we're going to give a lot
in the
away.
Game.
So if you
we're
have
probably
going
to give we're probably going to give away some spoilers, but we're going to do our best not to because it is still fresh. It's less than a week. It's been out for less than a week.
Right. And so I think right now we'd just like to give our first impressions of the Witch Queen expansion. And while we're waiting for Greenstego and Romance Girl to join us, possibly Richard, if he's around, do want to get some of the sort of paperwork out of the way here. You can find us live on YouTube every other Saturday evening in general. You can also find us on the podcast platform of your choice, as well as Twitter, of course, right? So Sallybug,
Yes.
Overall Witch Queen impression. Go.
Without any big surprise, I'm absolutely loving it. I love the storyline. We're not all the way through. The first missions, but I like the storylines. I'm liking the voice acting. I'm liking the environments. I'm liking the secrets. I'm liking the mechanics, the overall mechanics of the different, they've really in the past with missions have been kind of just very straightforward, whereas I feel like the missions in the storyline themselves have had these very interesting mechanics, and so I'm just enjoying that.
I feel like
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. Wow. Okay. I pretty much agree with that take on it. Of course, we're in the honeymoon period here. I mean,
Absolutely.
It hasn't even been out
Absolutely.
a week. But we were very lucky to have a snow day on Friday, yesterday. So that was like godsend for us to dive in and start doing the legendary missions.
Yeah, get a lot more of it done, right?
Of course, we are going to spoil some stuff. I mean, we are not even finished with the missions, but we have sort of gotten, to experience a little bit of the weapon crafting and so things like that. So we are going to spoil some of that stuff in this episode. So you may want to play it yourself first and then come back maybe. But I would say you mentioned the story missions, unlike anything before, I think, in Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. It used to be that the story missions for an expansion were almost like a formality. Let's push the narrative. Let's make it really easy so that everybody could breeze through it, get their rewards for it, and get into the actual game. To whereas
right,
this
it was almost like something you had to go through to get to kind of the meat and potatoes of the game.
And this seems like this is really an integral part of the game now. I felt like I was in a raid a few times. Of course, it was just the two of us in there. And I felt like getting through some of the
well, and we
more
should also
challenging
mention
parts.
that we
Yeah.
did pick the legendary. We did
Sure.
choose to do it on legendary because we are seasoned players. And we thought, I mean, even though we're
wouldn't know
not
it.
necessarily fully talented players, but seasoned, so we do have a bit of an arsenal, right? And so, you know, maybe
We're
more
not-
than
we're
what
not new
some
to the
other
game.
players might have, right? And so that contributed to making that decision. But I think we had decided that we were going to go ahead and give it a try. They have it set so that you can always go back down to the normal level if it's just too hairy or you just feel like. And I gotta say, was it the second mission? We kind of had to like go to bed and say, you know, maybe we were just tired too, like because that
was freaking hard.
it was hard.
Really hard.
It was hard.
It was hard
but,
even when we knew what we were doing. It was still hard.
but it was
it was
super
great,
fun.
though. It was fun.
Yeah, like I'm again like loving just these interesting mechanics that they're putting into these.
The bosses have been great in the story.
Yeah,
And
the bosses have been great. I'm really liking the. Well, what do they say? The reveal. So you have to like those. What do they call them? Resonance.
I don't know what you're talking about, really, but
You know the parts where it reveals the pathways,
sure,
or it reveals
Yeah.
clues to the pathways,
right.
and those are in the open world as well, the open throne world part. And I don't know why, but I was surprised that like the kind of swampy area of the throne world is what our new exploration is. I don't know why I didn't expect it that to be that.
Right. So
I
it's
think
interesting.
I think I was expecting Mars to be the new exploration, like the new planet that you go to and go around and explore. So the fact that kind of like base area to the throne world, meaning like kind of just like the outskirts of the throne world, is the new exploration space.
The new
It's
planet.
not super, right? It's not super huge, but
Really?
it's, I mean,
I think it's
I
planet
would say
size.
it's normal. So, yeah, it's planet size.
It's as big as
you know,
Venus.
it's got 3 different exploration areas,
Sure,
but I
so it's
don't
like
think
Mars.
we've even, or 4. I feel like we haven't even touched upon all of it. I don't think we've discovered all of it yet, quite frankly. So,
Yeah.
it's good. I mean, if you're a Destiny fan, you're certainly not going to be disappointed. I can't imagine someone who it'd be interesting to hear how like new light players are enjoying it in terms of just the jumping off point, like how they have.
Well, speaking of jumping, I know you weren't too fond of the only one res rule for certain parts.
The legendary parts, yes.
Parts, right.
That was a bit frustrating, but I mean, we're getting used to it. I think the more, and it very, in terms of like the learning curve and all of that, I feel like they've just done an amazing job at just, I don't know how to word it, but just you've got a learning curve, but also you're just adapting. Like you learn how to adapt to what's required of you.
So you're not as adverse to it as you were, say, a day ago.
I mean, it was really only that second mission. Everything else has been so doable, but that second mission like took us so many tries.
Is that second mission the one with the scorn?
The guy with the fire. Just
Yeah, and
like
you had
you
like
get
those,
killed through a wall. Hey,
you had to
Richard,
light
how
up
are you?
those rooms.
Thanks for
I'm doing
joining
alright.
us. I know it's
I've
late.
just got a slight cold, but that's it.
Oh my gosh, that was so hard for us. Like the first time doing that. It was a pain. But
I think I did most of it solo, but if you have more than more than 2 people, it definitely shows, especially on the last mission.
oh, I bet. Yeah, because they said it was going to
Yeah.
scale, right? So,
Yeah.
We
all right,
haven't-
ladies and gentlemen, Richard has just joined us. Richard, I'm curious what your overall impression is so far of this
It's
expansion.
better than Taken King.
No
Wow.
way. Okay, so
That's
for those who
coming
don't
from
know,
you. Wow.
Taking King is basically Richard's religion. It's just so to say
And you're
that
further
that's pretty
along
huge.
than us, right? Because you finished the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished on my hunter as well now.
Right.
Nice.
Just
I started
doing that
doing
power
it.
grind for the raid.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. You are
Yeah.
you guys have a raid team put together, right? So you're gonna try to be part of the world's first race. Get an emblem, maybe.
If
Yep.
you're unsuccessful,
A1
it's
version.
because we're keeping you away from doing it by having you chat with us here.
I mean, the other two are doing Crucible, so
Okay.
Crucible sucks.
Do you guys
We
have
haven't-
do you have your 6-person raid team together now?
I think so.
Oh, excellent.
Nice.
I know 4 are in our clan. Are 2 from outside?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Nicholas is gonna sort that shit out.
Wow, who would have thought? Man, he's come a long way. He's quite the Destiny 2 guy. This is amazing, though. We were just talking, Richard. We were just saying how Sallybug has been enjoying the missions because she hasn't had to get out her stompies yet.
Yeah, we haven't brought that up. I feel like they've actually done something. Now, like maybe it was part of the Void because I basically lived in my Void subclass, which I've done in the past anyway, right? So that's not anything new, but I'm wondering if they tweaked the jumping to just be,
Too many
I
complaints.
don't know, a little more hunter friendly. I don't know how to word it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I started the legendary campaign on my warlock, like I said, and then I did the normal campaign on my hunter.
Mhm.
And I gotta say, the void subclasses feel absolutely great.
Oh God, they're so good.
I got this build on my hunter where it's like, one of the aspects is like, if you kill a suppressed unit, you go invisible.
Right.
So you're
And I
constantly
combine that.
Even
you're constantly
I'm combining
invisible.
that with my suppressing glaive mod, and then I put on a glaive, and I'm just like kill invis.
wow.
Awesome.
Well, we would like
So I
to.
think I'm gonna test it in Pit of Heresy at some point. Solo that thing, finally.
Yeah, wow.
That sounds like a great
Awesome.
build. And of course, Greenstego has joined us, and he's going to talk more about the mods from the Synaptic Spear artifact this season, the seasonal mods. Anyway, a little later on, Greenstego, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for joining.
Glad to be here.
Boy, how's your day been?
Fine.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Woke up, played some Witch Queen, did some other things that aren't worth even mentioning compared to Witch Queen. Is anything worth mentioning
Exactly.
compared to Witch Queen?
Not really.
Well, did you hear what Richard said it's better than?
What's it better than? Sliced bread?
That too.
I think it's the best thing since sliced bread. No, he says so far it's surpassed Taken King.
Ooh.
That's a lot coming from him. That's a high praise right there. That's pretty amazing. And I'm not that surprised though, because let's be honest here. The story missions are just the best they've been ever.
They're amazing. The locations are so phenomenal.
Everything, the
Yeah,
music,
the
locations
are amazing. The
the
music,
voice acting, the story, the
mechanics.
yeah, everything.
Finch is my best friend.
Well,
Yay.
all right,
It's just a
okay.
joke.
Let's talk Finch. Let's talk Finch, because
Let's do it.
Finch is the new Cade as far as I'm concerned. He's awesome. Finch could not be any better. And Romance Girl's here.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to our bi-weekly podcast that we do. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And we're just sharing how excited we are and impressed we are with this expansion so far. I don't know if you heard the quote, "Better than Taken King." Can you imagine?
Richard?
That's what
Yeah.
he said. He did.
No way.
Yeah. Never thought I would
Um,
hear those words.
No, me neither.
Are you saying
Coming
that as an
from-
expansion or as a the campaign?
Both.
All of the above. I mean, they're hitting so many notes here, besides just the campaign and the story missions here, with the legendary and the mechanics and all that we were talking about. But Finch, right? One word, Finch. And another word, glaive.
Ghost.
Glaive. The glaive is working. It's holy cow. It's so much fun.
Yeah,
I feel
especially
like
with
I
the,
haven't even
suppressed
like.
build. With the
I feel like
invis.
I haven't fully. I need to watch a couple of content creators or something, because I feel like I'm not using it to its fullest potential. That being said, it's basically lived in my energy slot since I got it. So
It basically is just self-explanatory. You shoot and you hit. You shield sometimes.
You kill things.
right, but I think you shoot, you hit, but I just feel like there's like again, I just feel like I'm not utilizing.
You know
it
what
to
she's
its
not
full
doing?
potential.
She's not mashing.
Once you unlock the suppressing
RB.
glaive, the Hive Guardians don't stand a chance.
She's not doing the quick successive
Right,
melees.
yeah,
She's just
I
doing
don't-
a single
I'm
melee.
not doing that.
She hasn't figured out the beauty of
Combo?
the combo, the wombo combo that
Yeah.
the glaive has.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll get there. I'm on a very slow learning curve.
Before we move on to another topic, has anybody leveled up their glaive at all yet?
Mine's 41.
Oh,
Are you kidding?
the- You were ready before the expansion even came out, sounds like.
My streak is 37.
Wow,
Wow.
that's crazy.
It's
amazing.
great. It's hard to take it off, especially with the suppressing thing, because if you come up against a Hive Guardian, if they go into the super, you suppress them, takes them out of it. It's great.
I'm gonna have to look
I wonder how
to do that.
I wonder if the glaive has a place in PvP. I wouldn't know.
I think in Momentum it's about, I think it's 2 hit.
Okay.
I haven't really tried it. I think Pelham has.
Yeah.
I don't really do Crucible. I did like Momentum because it's part of seasonal challenge.
Mm-hmm.
but I used the weapon that I'm not gonna spoil yet because don't know what it is.
Mm.
Seasonal weapon. I
Yeah,
haven't
it's not
looked yet.
seasonal. But I'm not gonna give any spoilers.
Isn't it just a you can check out the vendor for the rank reward?
Who,
Something else.
Fynch?
No.
He's giving out armor.
The Vanguard, you can look at what to get the whatever
Oral
the-
Drifter. Oh yes, the reckless endangerment shotgun. That looks really good.
I haven't acquired that yet. I think I'm gonna do it next week because it's strike boost next week.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's the
think
one
I'd
to
rather
do it.
then.
You're saying Old Drifter has a decent weapon this season?
I mean, the do is the ritual weapon. It's like Ascendancy, but a shotgun.
Mhm.
Same situation though, get to legend with all three of them, then do it again for the Gauntlet or whatever it is.
I gotta be perfectly
Wow.
honest, y'all. I know we're
Not
talking
like
about
that
Witch
kind.
Queen, but last season, I did not get the Ascendancy.
Aw.
Mm.
Didn't
I didn't
It's a
happen.
get it
busy
either.
time.
I didn't
Well,
grind
there was
a
a
single
it was a
playlist
long
enough.
season, but every time we got on, we did not do playlists.
Yeah, we just did like the weekly mission and then like that's basically it.
Mm-hmm.
And some rating.
Mm-hmm.
And some rating.
Yeah,
And some rating.
We did do some
Right.
You
rating.
did get the Vex Mythoclast.
Right. You got the Vex, which is probably better than
Better.
Ascendancy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, probably.
A bit.
just a bit.
Reckless endangerment. Wait, is that what you're talking about? What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm. That's the one.
The shotgun?
Shotgun. Looks good, right? Lightweight frame, perpetual motion.
Yeah, it does look kind of good.
So, weapon crafting? Should we talk about that a little bit?
I was
How-
gonna say before we move away from the Drifter, what about those Gambit changes? Anybody
Oh.
has anybody been into? I haven't played Gambit yet.
I don't
Haven't
like it.
played yet. You don't like the changes, huh?
You played?
Yeah, I played. We did all the clan things, so you guys could get the engrams to level up as well.
I noticed that.
Aw,
Thank you very
we
much.
did
Thank you.
notice.
I noticed that. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
But like, I mean, it was weird because I obviously didn't read the changes completely, but when doing it, it's like you get the primeval up, and then I think it's to stop people from like insta killing the boss. But the primeval spawn not next to the boss anymore. Like the envoys, they'll spawn around the map, so you have to go
Yeah.
to them,
Right.
kill them, and
Yeah.
then damage again, and then it's just rinse repeat that.
Yeah.
So I guess it's kind of good, but
No,
I don't enjoy
It
Gambit
might
too
take
much.
getting used to it.
I
Yeah.
kind of like that it makes you use the map a little more because it was kind of like just stand there once the primeval spawns.
I mean, they could have brought the Dreaming City map back, at
True.
least.
Well,
Maybe
Right.
one day.
the changes were pretty extensive. I mean, it
I
wasn't.
mean, they do spawn heavy around the map in boxes, so I mean that's a good thing.
Oh.
Because if you need like the kills,
All
you
right.
got heavy boxes around the map.
Right.
I'm just gonna have to play it and see for myself.
Yeah, we're
'Cause-
kind of holding off to finish all the storyline first because we had heard that, because you get that 15-20 gear. So
Yeah,
if you
right, yeah.
right, so if you hold off on
On the ritual
Um,
on playlists.
doing the ritual
on
playlist stuff,
powerful.
right?
Yeah.
And
If you
that's
can
what I
get
did.
through it before the week is over, right? Which
Right.
I think we will.
Yeah, there's the catch.
right.
Yeah, we just finished it on regular. We didn't do legendary. We just
Mhm.
finished the story.
Highly recommend Legendary. It's fun.
Oh, we'll definitely do legendary. We just want to. We like to go through the story mode like on
Sure.
easy,
Sure.
or I do rather. So
Yeah.
drag
Yeah,
him
that's
along.
nice.
Play through it a bit casually.
Sure. All right, weapon
And,
crafting. The Enclave. Has anybody done well? I'm sure everybody here has at least done the glaive.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's one you have to get to level 20, but I'm missing some materials. Like I got it to level 20 obviously, and it's like want me to put another intrinsic trait on it for a quest, which I plan on doing once I've got like level up some more weapons to get some materials.
How many weapons have you crafted?
I mean, I haven't really crafted any apart from Osteo Striga and the glaive.
Mm-hmm.
So 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many have you recrafted?
Kind of the glaive right
The
now.
glaive, yeah.
I did rework Striga for like some range. So it's got like mine's got pretty good
Deep
range,
into crafting yet? It
but
sounds like you
not you
just
on range.
sticking with one loadout, and you don't really see a reason to go away from it right now.
It's the Wellspring is an auto rifle right now, and one of the quests is recraft that, and I actually enjoy that auto rifle, so I'm trying to get it like 2 more times with the thing, so I can level that up 3 times, so I can make my own.
Yeah.
But it's like it's an uncommon drop right now, unless you're doing like master, I think. Then it's common.
Wellspring, you're talking about?
Yeah, and the weapon. Yeah, the
Yeah,
weapon
well,
just
it's
changed daily.
early. Yeah, you can't get all of the loot all right away. You know, it's early.
Yeah, changes daily.
Yeah.
But I
And
need to get
also
high enough so we can do the high difficulty, so it's common.
I'm so far, I mean, I haven't done a lot other than just leveling up and extracting the materials from like the red outline weapons.
Yeah.
And I've unlocked some of the schematics, or the, what do they call them? The patterns. I've unlocked a few of the patterns, like for the rocket launchers, and you know, and I actually did. Oh, Sally Bug, do you remember the name of that pulse rifle that
I don't, but that's the one
It's the
weapon
one
that
with the
I think
headstone.
I've crafted that one. Well, it doesn't come with
Is it that
headstone.
Soros
I
one?
crafted it
It's the
with
Syncopation
headstone.
53 pulse rifle.
Yeah,
I did
that's
craft
it.
that one. Yeah, the
Ooh, I
Suros,
like that one.
the Suros, and with headstone and the Suros energy, quite good. I'm enjoying pulse rifles again a little bit with that
I
one.
do plan on crafting the throne world SMG because I can get headstone.
Yeah, headstone's
It's just
the
having
bomb.
getting materials for it.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of the transmog, whatever that's called in Destiny, in terms of like all the different currencies and the big grind and all that. But it's a little different. It's something I feel like I could get into, and I could like set my sights on a single weapon to really devote myself towards. Like you can really dive deep into one weapon and just go for it.
I think all the weapons they've added have been great so far.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I really haven't. I mean, we'll talk about it in our loadouts, but I really haven't done much. What the heck? Let's go to the loadouts section here. It's time for
Also got the Monarch Cat list
Paracasual
recently as well.
loadouts.
Forgot I had one. Was coming.
Yeah, so my loadout for the legendary campaign that Sallybug and I have been doing so far is Biting Winds in my kinetic, Hollow Words, which is the arc fusion rifle, and Galahorn. And I've had
Galahorn's definitely the one.
I've had a lot of luck with that combo, and I'm running Void, so I've got my 3, Void arc solar covered pretty much, and it's been working out really well. I've got the Biting Winds with the explosive head, so I can do some hang back and do some distance work with that, and then when we get rushed by something, pull out the hollow words and electrocute them.
Right.
And then the Galahorn for DPS on the boss, or just
I've been using the
ad clearing.
glaive, but probably not the way I should be. From it sounds like.
I'm gonna have to
Anyway,
give you a glaive tutorial tonight.
Still having some fun with it. I need to take it into just like like into just the patrol
Yeah.
areas.
I mean, taking the glaive into legendary is risky in itself.
Yeah, it is, because you really do want to be have some distance between you, and especially this week since it's chaff, right? So you don't have any radar. You want to be surprised. It's better just to kind of hang back and try to hit them. At any rate, it's I've been just kind of mixing it up as I've got something new. I've been doing the new pulse rifle because I forged it with headstone, which is helpful in giving doing some damage to the other enemies that are around. And I for that mission that we were talking about that was a super bugaboo for us, Trinity Ghoul.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Still really good for ad clearing.
I think if you're on the Scorn boss, I think if you shoot those things on the wall that create light, it might stun him. I know it stuns the other Scorn. Not sure about him though.
Right.
I think I saw somewhere someone said about it.
Well, he swings that thing, and then when it gets stuck in the ground is your opportunity. Are we talking about the same boss mission too?
Yeah, I think what ended up
Yeah.
Right, I think what ended up what finally, because it was the two of us, what finally worked for us was you concentrating on the boss and I concentrating on the ads. So just like tether the ads and kill them all off with Trinity Ghoul, and meanwhile you were doing, and then I would just shoot a Galahorn over there every now and again if I could, but
yeah,
I think that's
what worked for us eventually, is splitting duty. You did ads and I did boss DPS. That worked for us.
Well, plus you had the you had Nova and I was doing tether, so the tether made more sense for ads and ad control, whereas Nova makes more sense for boss damage.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about, there's just so many things to do, and so many. I mean, where the season pass, where the seasonal activities end and the Witch Queen begins. It's always like nebulous. It was the same thing with Beyond Light. I couldn't distinguish, like, is this a seasonal thing or is this part of Beyond Light? I remember get the same sense of just so much to do, like the little investigative stuff that's going on the board over there. There's that. There's Wellspring, which we haven't done yet. Have we, Sally? I don't think we've done that. No, we haven't done that yet.
We're still, our primary focus has been getting through the main campaign.
But we got sidetracked a couple of times. Oh, the strike. Right. The strike was awesome.
The strike was part of the main campaign, right? Because they have you.
Well, they make you do it
at least once, right?
Sure.
Yeah, there are two strikes. One that you can do during, which I loved the parallel with that old one.
And then finally, Cool makes his return.
Me too.
Yeah, that was so cool. Oh man, I love that.
I had flashbacks dropping down into the pit.
Yes. I mean, it was a unique way to bring it back too, because it wasn't like just rehashing the same strike or the same mechanics, which is
when I did it, they killed him. I was like, please don't be dead, please don't be dead. And then his ghost got away. I was like, yes.
Sicko.
So
you absolute sicko.
Please don't be dead. He just loves that. I
want the helmet, goddammit.
Character.
I need the helmet back.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, and then Fynch has some quests for us. We did his first quest. earlier today, which was a lot of fun.
Was
And
fun.
I gotta say the public event in the throne world is different mechanic, kind of fun, and I still haven't figured out how to make it go heroic yet, so we're still
No.
at that
Same.
stage.
Although
Same.
I
No
was,
idea.
Yeah.
I
I
was
think it's
with.
those golden balls that drop on the floor. I think you have to pick them up and throw them at it.
Throw them at the vehicle, right?
Yeah, I think it's something like that. I haven't made it heroic
Okay.
myself because
I
when I get
haven't been
people,
able
they're
to figure out
idiots.
what to throw. I've thrown it at like everything. I don't get what I was throwing it at.
That's
And
where
here's
I'm
the
at.
thing.
I'm sure the information is out there though.
Yeah. It's
We'll wait for
only...
Paul Tassi to write the article.
If he is recovered from getting insulted by Sabathun, of course.
Oh man. Richard, I wanted to ask you a question since we're still on the topic of loadouts. I have not had a chance to play with many of the new weapons they've added. Do any other weapons stand out for you besides the glaive, of course, and
Ooh.
that you've played with? I had an Omalon.
There's a pulse rifle. It's on the season pass, but you can get it dropped from the Psyops battleground as well, something like that. It's what's it called again? I'll tell you. But it's a rapid fire frame and it's just great. It's called Peace of Mind. It's
Ooh.
kinetic. It's just great.
Wow.
You also have an
Peace
auto
of
rifle.
Mind. I don't think I've gotten that one yet. Just seeing what. Dim hasn't updated their filters yet. I was trying to just see current season weapons.
And then the Come to Pass, which is the auto rifle in the World Spring right now. That's arc based and it's just great. It's like a high impact frame and it's just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I'm trying to like get 2 more with the orange box around the outside so I can finally make my own.
Right. Okay. So I just want to say this. 2 things. Like in the past, I've just been filling up my vault with a bunch of weapons, and then when it gets full, I start comparing them, which one I want to keep, right? And now, so the pursuit of weapons has always been just a random roll to your liking, like trying to hope that a god roll lands for you. And so that's continuing. That hasn't gone anywhere. But now there's this whole new dimension of these patterned weapons, and they're select. It's a select specific weapons that
I'm waiting for them to add more.
They will, right? But for now,
I'm just not sure if they'll add the raid weapons because
right.
they don't want you to do the raid for not do the raid. You know, get the weapon and then craft it yourself.
Exactly. So they're going to be
Doesn't make
careful
sense.
how they roll this out and what they do add to that list.
I know the new raid weapons are in there. At least I'm fairly certain they're the new raid weapons.
Hmm.
So
I mean, well, let's see.
anything's possible, really. But just a
it's
tip for when you finish the campaign:
right.
you get those ascendant alloys. You want to keep 3. Don't use it in your glaive, even if the quest tells you to. Otherwise, you'll
not?
be waiting a while because you need 3 to get the catalyst for the Osteo Streak once you've finished the campaign.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's too late. I've already put it in
Yeah,
mine.
she already did it.
That's what I did. But there's a weekly
You can buy
campaign
one,
activity.
right?
Yeah, and then there's a weekly campaign activity you can get it from. But yeah, I think you have to be 15 with Fynch for that.
Gotcha.
I'm almost 15 with Fynch. 15 with Fynch. This time next week. No, I'm getting up there with Fynch, actually. So
I think I'm 5 levels off max. I think it's 30's max. So.
but I like this kind of a whole new weapon pursuit system. with this
Yep.
weapons crafting. I think that's cool. It's expanding the game and making it more interesting and giving us something almost like a Final Fantasy RPG thing.
I've had fun like putting on those deep sight weapons just to like earn the little bit materials and then just switch around.
Yeah,
I agree.
Oh, okay,
Me
and there's
too.
the other thing. They've always tried
It's
to like
also the future for random rolled exotics as well. You
Yeah.
could just make them in there.
right, and it's the game has always tried to get us to try out new weapons, but basically they've just been using the bounties system to get you to try out new weapons. But this is truly not only getting you to really use a weapon you wouldn't normally use, but also to like feel out the perks, like to really start understanding what perk you want for your play style, right? It's like
I'm still going over that because I got like this one intrinsic perk to go on my glaive, and I'm thinking either rampage or thresh. I haven't figured out which one yet.
Yeah, the fact that you're
Right.
trying to figure that out is so cool. I think this
I was
is
thinking
such a cool
thresh.
thing. Yeah.
Because with my glaive build, where I could just keep going in viz every time I suppress something and kill it. Thinking thresh because I get my super back, and if it's on my hunter, I can get tether, and the tether's just busted.
Are you talking about Mobius Quiver?
Yeah, I freaking
Yeah.
love it. It just tracks as well. It's just does so much damage.
It does. It's great. And wow. I'm
Yeah.
loving
I think they changed
the
those legs that were for tether before. I forget what they're called. The ones that used to be
Orpheus
like-
rigs?
Yeah, the Orpheus.
Yeah, I think they
rigs.
changed them round for the new tether as well.
I'll have to
you
take a
get
look
an
at those.
You get an extra quiver.
An extra Mobius.
Yeah.
So Orpheus
A
rigs are back
volley.
on the
I
table.
don't run Mobius quiver usually, but
Yeah, I've been running
Yeah.
Deadfall for the most part. I did Mobius Quiver initially.
And that kind of like shadow dive thing to make you invis. It's awesome. It's just so many ways to go invis really now.
So Orpheus rigs don't give you back your super like they used to. Some of your super.
Yeah, they've changed it.
They provide, all right, it's Uncanny Arrows. I'm looking at it here. Provides ability energy for each target tethered by deadfall anchors. Mobius Quiver has an additional shot. Nice.
Great.
So you get your ability energies back. Nice. That's cool.
Interesting.
That's cool. I'll give it a try. All right. Are we ready for some Mod Academy?
Oh, I am.
Sure.
All right. One moment, please. Get it together now for Greenstego's Mod Academy. All right. Here's Greenstego with this installment of Mod Academy. Take it away, Stego.
I wanted to start with our first look at the artifact this season of the Risen,
Mm-hmm.
the new spear, which looking at it, I was a little suspicious that that we wouldn't get any like gangbuster mods like we've been used to lately, like with the fusion rifles from last season.
Right.
And we really didn't.
I'm also kind of glad they didn't do that,
What?
because then you'd be forced to use one weapon again, like fusions last season.
I have a sneaking suspicion that they did that to kind of like get the community to field like data collect, and then rebalance at the end of the season. So they did that with grenade launchers, and they did that with sniper rifles, and they did it with fusions, and they tuned everything to where they wanted it to be for this world's first raid that we're about to do. And it
Which
feels
they actually nerfed the hammer build for the Titan for this raid.
I also think they're gonna. Maybe they won't, but if I were them, I would disable Galahorn for the world's first raid.
It's still so good.
It is. It's very good.
It's amazing.
It still
It's
does the. I was watching Aztec do a test against Templar, and Galhorn's at the top, and then it's that new exotic grenade launcher. Then it's Whisper. Then it's Sleeper.
Ooh,
Interesting.
interesting. Sleeper used to be on top.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh, that's with particle
like long.
deconstruction.
If you've got like a high enough crit spot, like if you can actually get it every time, and it's a long damage phase, he's going with Whisper because it does overall better.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Interesting. The return
But if
of
there's no crit
Whisper.
spot, he said Galahorn. He said for Grandmasters, the new Parasite grenade launcher, though. That's what he's going to be using.
Haven't gotten that one yet.
You got to complete the
except for
campaign
the
first.
except for the machine gun that
Stego, you're
comes
letting them
with-
run all over your mod academy. You gotta bring them
Yeah, I'm
back
kind of shut.
in.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of shut
You
up now.
Yeah.
bring us in. All
I
right,
was gonna
so
wait
let's
for you
talk-
to
let's-
say something, but I feel like I have to defend.
Let's
All right.
talk
Well,
about
I wanted
this,
to shine a little bit of a light first on the mods that are on there that have some synergy with Void subclass.
Nice.
And so we've got 6 that really caught my eye. Overload grenades for your Void grenade is a classic and a returning one. We have suppressing glaive, which
Awesome.
it doesn't work 100%. It's not like doesn't give any bonus, but like suppressing is a Void subclass thing, and it's already got a shout out, and it's getting shouted out again. I think this is definitely one to unlock as soon as you can. Suppressing glaive. Suppression mastery. Suppression effects you create have increased duration.
Ooh, nice.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Energy vampirism. Gain energy for your least charged ability when you suppress a target. Volatile flow.
Okay.
An elemental well mod, which says when you pick up a void elemental well, it grants your void weapons volatile rounds.
Weird. That's
Yeah.
New. Yeah.
A bit. That's new. That's a very interesting one.
It is.
For me, that's the one that definitely caught my eye the most in terms of it just being like the flashiest mod that's available on there. I'm excited to try the volatile rounds mod.
Mhm.
And then lastly, there's a suppressive darkness. Whenever you suppress a combatant, you also weaken them, causing them to take additional damage for a short time. That one looks really cool. I'm very intrigued by that.
So that seems like
That's about
the suppressing grenade and the suppression mastery and the suppressive darkness. If you have like all 3 of those, like
Yeah,
They'd
that
have
would
to
be
call you
great.
the suppressor.
They
it
would
depends
call
on how
you the
much they cost.
They would call you the Great Suppressor if you could, but you can't.
You can't because they're all
can't
3
do all
class
3 of them
items.
at the same time.
One of them's
Not
gotta
only
be
are they all 3
6.
class items, which if anybody's willing to help us out with the master level Grasp of Avarice, I am looking to get my hands on a cloak or a class item of the Artifice mod extra slot.
Extra slot.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That's why they brought that dungeon out before this, because they knew it was coming.
Oh man. Yeah,
They increased
that's
the
a game
power
changer
level
right
requirement. It really is. So,
Yeah.
Guardians, level up and hop in the Grasp of Avarice dungeon on master difficulty, so that
There
you
we
can
go.
treat yourself to an extra
I think that's
mod
like
slot.
1580 now.
It really is.
It's 1580.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
Oh,
Oof.
yikes.
Level up.
so the pinnacle cap is 1560 this season. It'll be a minute before I get back in there.
Yeah, it will be quite a bit of minutes.
The ones that I would pair together would be the Suppressing Glaive and Energy Vampirism.
Suppression Mastery is a good one too.
Suppression Mastery is nice.
Compare that with a
So
glaive.
which
and
one
boom.
have you been using, Richard?
I've been using suppression glaive,
Right.
but I've combined it with, let's see, in my nice little aspect, stylish executioner, defeat and
Mhm.
weaken those suppressed targets. You stop taking me off it, goddamn game. And then I got the aspect of Echo of Domineering, which after suppressing a target, you gain greatly increased mobility. For a short duration, your equipped weapon is reloaded from reserves. And then obviously, stylish executioner, defeat a weakened or suppressed or volatile target grants invisibility and true sight. So it's just an invis build.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And it just works great. I just thought, Sally could probably use it because it'd be great once you've combined all that stuff. Easy stuff.
Absolutely.
You can just throw your grenade. That don't have to be the smoke bomb. Just throw your grenade and you go invis. So if you kill an ad, you go invis with grenade. It's great.
I'm just
I
looking
think Hunter's my
here.
favorite so far.
Suppressive darkness costs 7 energy.
Yeah, that's why I would probably skip that one at first. Because of the changes that they've made this season, you can unlock the whole artifact.
I know. I like it. I like that.
But that 7 energy is a steep cost.
It is.
That's a lot. You can't really do a lot of experimenting with that. But with the suppressing glaive costing 4 and energy vampirism costing 3, and those are both class item slots, then that is 7 energy altogether. You can
Right.
Easy peasy.
easy peasy. And that way, anytime you hit one of the hive broodlings or the scorn with your glaive, pop, suppress them. You also get some ability energy back.
Oh, nice.
Right.
So that seems nice. So those are the
Yeah.
2 that I'm gonna shoot right for.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have my 3 favorite flashiest fragments on the next slide here. Echo of Domineering, which has suppressing synergy. Richard mentioned it earlier. You get
Yeah.
increased mobility and it reloads your weapon. Obviously, Echo of Undermining, where your void grenades weaken targets. That is just phenomenal. That's amazing. Everyone should have that fragment equipped.
Yeah.
And I also like Echo of Leeching. That healing is nice. Some aspects will allow some flexibility and you'll have room for a 4th fragment. They're all good, but these are my top 3.
You have to up your discipline count, like in your armor, to kind of counterbalance that
Discipline penalty
the
that you're getting in.
discipline penalty,
Mhm.
because your void grenades are weakening targets, which are great, but then it's taking longer for your grenades to recharge.
A little
There's
bit.
probably a way of. But I like that after super. I do like that Echo of Domineering. That looks really good.
Mm-hmm. Well, with the energy vampirism, when you pop somebody with the glaive, you get that energy back in your grenade
There
whenever
you
you
go.
suppress.
Wow.
Also, if you're rocking elemental wells and you're picking those up, those also give you ability energy. And so that's nice.
Right.
Hence the -20 discipline
Mhm.
on that Echo of
Right. You just have
Undermining.
to get creative with the build.
You make up for it elsewhere.
You do.
Exactly.
And
Sweet.
so I'm excited to, on my 5 armor pieces, use these 5 elemental well mods in my void build.
What are you
the
going to call
volatile
this
flow.
loadout?
I don't know. Void well. Season of the Risen. I'll
Is there
get
enough
back to you
room
on
in
that.
DIM for that long a name?
Get back to me in
I'm
in
going to
2
call
weeks.
it Vlad the Impaler.
There we go. I like it. Vlad the Impaler. Volatile flow. Get those Void Elemental Wells, give your Void Weapons volatile rounds, and as we know, the Glaive, the legendary one, is a Void Weapon, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Get it
See,
get it volatile.
when Richard said in the Discord, hands down, best weapon was the glaive, I didn't believe him until I tried it myself. Now I believe him.
That combo is so powerful, and it also weakens the not weakens, but it gives like a damage nerf on them, so it increases your tankiness.
Well, this gives me some goals here because every time in the past you had to be really careful which of these things. You don't have to do that so much anymore, but I mean it's a lot of grinding to get all the to be able to unlock everything. But now I've got some pointers here. I know what to unlock as I'm opening up my artifact.
Yeah,
I'm not looking at anything for mainly my hunter because I'm gonna use it for solo and pit or prophecy.
that seems like a really good build. Another thing that I'd like to bring up on the next slide, there we got Well of Tenacity down there. These are my 5 well builds that I'm going to be rocking. Volatile Flow, Reaping Wellmaker, Well of Tenacity, Font of Might, and Elemental Armaments. Well of Tenacity got a huge buff this season. There was a patch note recently about a Charge with Light mod, which I had brought up before, that gives damage resistance when you're low on health. It used to give 50% damage resistance for like 5 seconds whenever you got your health low, which was insanely powerful, and that got nerfed to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And this Elemental Well build, Well of Tenacity, got a huge buff. And so now Well of Tenacity gives you a 50% damage resistance when you pick up a Void Well. So I'm trying Well of Tenacity, and I am looking for those Void Wells, and I'm sprinting for them whenever I see them. Because I get a damage buff off of Font of Might. I get damage resistance from Well of Tenacity. And then when I unlock it, Volatile Flow, my Void Weapons get the volatile rounds.
Yeah.
And so then they'll all be exploding, and I'm excited to see what happens.
I wonder how long is it for 5 seconds again? Did they bring the Well of Tenacity back up after you pick up an elemental well? And I'm wondering if that pairs with a fragment or to extend its effect.
Ooh. None of the fragments that I've seen synergize with that specifically. They do
No,
have fragments that increase the duration of like suppression.
Right.
Does Well of Tenacity, is that one of the ones that stacks? You get increased.
Probably not. And it says a short period of time. It's probably the 5 seconds, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think it's 5 seconds.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, I think I'm going to try well build this season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think
Especially
that's the way to go.
Well, they kind of nerfed the Charge with Light. We talked about that.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Before,
Protective
but-
Light was definitely like one of the biggest payoffs.
Every
it.
time I want to use it, like I use War Mind Cells for the first time, they nerf it. I use Charge of Light, they nerf it. Like, come on.
Right. Because it's so difficult to like generate orbs outside of your super. Because not like you can't do it, but they put it on the helmet.
Right.
Those mods on the helmet, and it's hard to choose those over like the weapon finders or
Master Grasp of Avarice. Get that extra slot going.
Get that
Well,
extra
it
slot,
sounds like
Guardians.
I'm not anywhere close to being able to try to take that on.
Oh, well.
That will
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
There's a Sherpa among us.
That is true.
All right, well, that wraps up the Mod Academy of the week. I'm excited for these. I'm excited for Void 3.0. I'm excited for Glaive Synergy. I'm excited for new well builds.
Yeah.
Fantastic. This is making me want to go play right now. I have to get
Don't
back
even
on.
you don't act like listening to me talk about it increased how much you want to go talk to Fynch again.
Put the coffee on, Sally Bug. We're staying up all night.
I've been playing this the whole time.
We love
It's
Fynch.
amazing.
This has been your only break since Tuesday, right? That and to go to the toilet, right?
Well,
Okay.
I mean, I've had Jerome come around, so that kind of like postponed me grinding.
Oh, and poor Jerome doesn't have the Witch Queen. He would love it.
I'm sure you're still pretty far up.
Yeah.
Oh, I got 2 characters that are 1 off 1560 right now.
Well, there you go.
They're 1560.
Like 4 days in.
Warlock's 1 off, but that's as much as I can get my Warlock with all Pinnacles and Powerfuls done. Hunter is definitely going to be higher because I've still got Pinnacles and Powerfuls to do.
Wait, how did you get up to the Pinnacle cap already?
I'm not a 1560 base, I'm 1550 base.
But the artifact.
Even still, to go from 1520 after completing the legendary up to 1550. Whoa, what's the deal? Tell me that secret sauce you put on those.
Deepstone
wings.
Crypt.
We did run a Vogue because it's powerful.
Vogue.
Smart.
I think Deepstone Crypt is also powerful, right?
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
I think. Did you try Deepstone?
It doesn't have that yellow orb around it. Because I kind of looked at all the different places you could get the powerful / pinnacle gear.
Not too sure. I just ran Vogue. I don't have any intention of doing Deepstone. Don't need to.
Well, you need to if it has powerful.
I don't think it does though. I don't think they brought it back. They should have, but they didn't.
Dallybug to the naysayer, dashing our hopes.
I just saw somewhere that it did. It could have been a false source.
Oh, I could
guess.
be wrong.
I could be wrong as
You
well.
know me.
Anybody could be wrong. The hive god of deception is among us right now. Front and center.
I'm going to
Sally Bug?
todayinDestiny.com.
No, it's Fynch.
Oh, while I'm thinking of it, Sally Bug has sort of a lore-related theory about Finch's name.
It's not really lore. It's more
Well,
of
it's
a
more-
coincidental thing.
I don't know. I think you
in
might be
that
onto something.
Our ghosts, the voice actor for our ghost in Destiny originally was Peter Dinklage. And one of our favorite movies that he's in is Elf, and his character's name in Elf is Myles Fynch.
That's like a bit of a stretch.
It's a stretch. It's a coincidence, but it's still there. It's
right.
almost like that 6. What is it? The Kevin Bacon 6, whatever it's called.
All right, the Destiny universe includes Elf. According to Sally Bug, it's a shared universe.
Well,
So I'm gonna go shoot an elf.
all right.
The golden age.
The only reason I think, by the way, Deepstone Crypt gives powerful gear, tier 3.
Powerful, not pinnacle.
No,
Okay,
not pinnacle.
but powerful.
Yeah, tier 3, powerful.
Okay.
The Dinklage Finch connection, I think it holds some water, and here's why. the way they spelled Fynch without an I, they used a Y instead of an I. So they just wanted to make sure they weren't going to run into any trademark trouble. That's the only reason I think it's a good possibility. What?
We've definitely jumped the shark. I think it's time to move on.
I think it's time for our final segment tonight.
Definitely.
A little thing we like to call
non-Destiny media consumption.
Yes, non-Destiny media consumption. It's what we've been doing outside of the game. And I don't think our pal Richard has been doing much outside of Destiny. But it's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since our last episode. And I know.
So I can say, before we actually get into non-Destiny, I can say that I'm extremely proud of myself, because on Monday night after work, I came home and grinded out Iron Banner to get the Crucible Triumph in Moments of Triumph 2021 so I could get that seal.
Yeah, you did.
Oh my gosh.
She did.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And it actually didn't, because I think we talked about this before. It's like Iron Banner especially when you do it on the tail end, because everybody else has already grinded it. Like, there's not that many people in there, so it's not as bad. And I realized that because I thought, I could just get special guest Scar, but that one is just so RNG dependent, and it's
like disabled it currently. On the rounds thing.
Yeah, I mean, not only was it this was like before Witch Queen came out, but not only was it like RNG whether or not the special lightning round would come about, but then you'd also had to make sure that you found the invisible boss and
before some blueberry Galahorns it, right?
Before some blueberry melted it, and made sure that you guys had said it was something that was too much out of my control, and I was like, well, I can just pull out the Null Composure and get 3 or 4 kills a game and grind that out for however long it took. And it actually wasn't that bad.
No,
we got it done.
You
and
hours.
I both did it. So
yeah,
it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So you and I even said that
Destiny media consumption is Destiny.
Destiny. Yep. Absolutely. Although, however, we've done a couple other things. We watched The Giver last night. And we're 2 episodes into season 2 of The Witcher. So.
Nice.
It really is the season of the witch.
Oh man. Yeah. Anybody else doing anything outside of the game?
I mean, before Witch Queen came out, I was playing Cyberpunk, because they kind of updated to XS and fixed a few bugs on it, so I thought I'd give it a go.
Yeah, it took them a while to officially get it together for the console. Yeah. How'd you like it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I haven't finished it yet because Witch Queen came out.
Sure.
But I think I'm close to the end. Meant to be a free DLC for it as well at some point because of how bad it was when it first came out.
Yeah. Stego?
Before Witch Queen launched, started a new game on Xbox. It was available on Game Pass called Infernax. It's a retro style side scroller, very much like Castlevania. I heard that it drew a lot of inspiration from Castlevania 2 on the NES.
We want a new Castlevania game. Just saying.
I straight up haven't played a single Castlevania game yet.
I was gonna say, I don't think he's played Castlevania. But he
I
does
haven't.
play games that are inspired by the second Castlevania on the NES.
And also games that are inspired by Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Hello?
What?
That's when they started calling the genre Metroidvania because of the
Oh, I know. I was asking
backtracking and
you which
upgrading.
game. Never
Oh,
mind.
like Hollow Knight and Dead Cells.
Okay.
Anyway, Infernax is great. Also, we're watching an anime called Ranking of Kings.
Oh, I heard about that.
It's amazing.
Yes, it's the best anime.
I was gonna consider watching it, to be honest, because I was like, I finished. No, I still haven't finished the newest season of Demon Slayer yet. I'm going to. I finished my hero up to the point like I've finished it now, so it's just waiting for stuff. So I'll have to check that one out.
It's amazing.
It's-
Highly recommended.
Highly recommended.
They got the I think Rising of the Shield Heroes season 2 coming out I think next month, so I can't wait for that one.
That does not sound as good as Ranking of Kings.
Whoa, the
Nothing
first season
will-
was like awesome.
Oh,
Been waiting for a second season for ages. Like a year or something now.
that's not
is it, Rise
ages.
of the
That's an
Ark
appropriate time to wait for a
Not for me, it
new
isn't. I'm
season.
impatient, if you haven't noticed.
Oh my gosh, they didn't do season 2 for a whole nother year. Ridiculous.
Do you know how animation is made? Ghost?
Yep. I do, but I'm just impatient, you see.
Oh.
Actually, I think
Oh,
it's been
God.
I think I've been waiting for 2 years for that one, to be honest. But
Mm.
it's better be worth the wait.
What anime are you talking about?
It's called Rising of the Shield Hero. It's like an isekai one.
He mentioned it before, like a year ago.
Or 2. Can't remember when it came out. I'll have to have a look. But I've been waiting every Sunday to watch the newest episode of One Piece. It's been a drag. Because they're just dragging it out now. Like, I want to see some
Well-
epic fighting, and they're just dragging it out. Like, come on, it's 1,010
It
episodes.
looks like it'll be April 2022.
Well, just you wait. When you start watching Ranking of Kings,
You
the
won't want
next
it to
Thursday
watch any other anime.
you won't talk about any other anime, and the wait between Thursdays will feel like an eternity.
He's not going to watch any anime week to week. That's
Not until
ridiculous.
I
after
don't even
World's
watch any
First.
anime week to week anyway. I normally forget and then watch it the next weekend.
So has Pelham been consuming anything outside of Destiny 2?
No.
No Crunchyroll for Pelham. All right.
He doesn't have Crunchyroll. I mean, I do, but Logan uses mine as well. A little scab.
We'll
Mm.
tell him to watch Ranking of Kings.
Yeah, get Logan into Ranking of Kings.
Logan's
Sorry,
currently
chat.
watching. Logan's currently watching Bleach because he's been playing that for a while. So he stopped over like yesterday and he started watching it. And then he fell asleep. I was like, "You son of a bitch!" And I fall asleep watching Bleach.
Putting it off a little bit. It's like 15 years old or something, isn't it?
He's only on like episode 8. I was like, "He's taking the piss."
If he started watching it 15 years ago, I don't think he'd appreciate it as much.
I mean, I watched it like full, and then the new it's coming back in October. So good shit.
Good stuff. All right. I think we're going to call it. We're going to call it a full episode. Episode 49. Actually. Wow, we're almost at the big 5-0 for doing this stuff. It's
Wow.
Getting
craziness.
there.
Stay tuned. We have something big planned.
Do we now? It better be cake. All
Or
right.
do we?
Do we? It'll only be exactly 15 minutes long. Good night, Guardians.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, that about takes us to the end here. Thanks for tuning in. Hop in live every other Saturday evening, YouTube, or if you're in the UK, in the wee hours of the morning. So yeah, give us a follow. Look us up. Until next time, it's goodbye from all of us here at the Paracasual Destiny Podcast. So long, everybody. I will see you in the throne world.
Bye.
Bye.
So what's up, dude?